Hello and welcome, my dear fellas. All I can say is, let's have fun. And I'm pretty much happy to say that announcing this has been very hard. This has been a very hard period without UFC. This has been extremely difficult for every single UFC fan. I had to stick to boxing, I had to move to boxing. Hmm. Okay, I'm getting back to the UFC. About Friday and Zuffa boxing, I think I'm gonna skip that one because I know some people will ask. There is a high probability that I'm gonna skip that event because I really needed some peace. Uh, like I know this is a big UFC event heading our way, so I'm interested in seeing real slugfests, real fireworks, and I'm going to tell you what I think. You know that I never hide my opinions from you. Simply not that type of a guy. Only doggies know everything and only they are always right. I don't know everything and I'm not always right. Let's see. Ty Miller versus Adam Fugit. I'm going with no distance for Adam to win. Next one is the combat between Ricky Turcios and Cameron Smotherman. Going with fight starts round 3 or Smotherman to win. I think it's gonna be a very, very technical fight. Maybe not too entertaining to watch. Josh Hockey, Denzel Freeman. I've got Hockey to win for no distance. Michael Johnson versus Alexander Hernandez. Going with over 1.5 for Hernandez to win. I simply can't go with Johnson. I like him as a fighter, but it's might be too difficult fight for him considering his age. Alex Perez, Charles Johnson, over 2.5 or Johnson to win. Next, we've got Nikita Krylov against Modestas Bukauskas. We're going with fight starts round 3 or Bukauskas to win. Teba Gauthier, Andrei Pulyaev going with the Teba to win or no distance. Next, got Umar Nurmagomedov against Davison Figueredo going with Umar to win or over 2.5. Then Arnold Allen versus Jean Silva. That's going to be the main card. We're kicking off with the main card. And yeah, off we go. Main card. We're going with Arnold Allen, Jean Silva fight, not going to this fight, gonna go over 1.5. Side call, let's say Silva to win, but could go either way. This is a very difficult fight for betting. Natalia Silva, Rose Namajunas, I'm very confident with Silva to win. I actually think Silva is gonna clock her badly. Namajunas not in a good shape right now, definitely. Valdo Cortez Acosta, Derek Lewis going with Acosta to win or no distance. Next, we've got Sean O'Malley, Song Yadong. I've got Sean to win. And the main event of the evening, that is Justin Gaethje against Paddy Pimblett. I got Pimblett to win for no distance. Now, let me see round robin. Let me see who's the underdog from this I picked. But I mostly picked favorites. Johnson the favorite, Hernandez favorite, Hockey the favorite, Smotherman the favorite, Fugit is the underdog. Uh, picked all the favorites. Fugit to win. Luka KO, TKO. Johnson decision. That would be round robin. Now you all want to know my bets. I'm writing my bets right now. Don't get surprised, please. I know some of you might be surprised. Let me pin my bets. I pinned them. Okay, great. I pinned it. So no break. Got no breaks. I released all my bets. So until minutes three, main card until minute five, then chip shots. Okay. I like John. Ty Miller to steamroll their opponents. Both will get the KO. Good luck. MATMANGG. Oh, I can say good luck, man. I posted pinned my bets, so I'm not hiding what I played. And we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I played. Okay, I played riskier. I can take that. But it is what it is. I did play a bit riskier this time. Come here, Teddy boy. Did I play risky, Teddy boy? Hmm? Hmm? Did I play risky? Well, to get the finish seems like a squash spot. Maybe. It's possible. Could have been maybe. I don't know. Maybe it really is a squash spot. I don't know. I'm always spinning my bets. I'm not gonna be a guy who pretended and then did nothing. I'm simply not that type of a guy. Don't forget to vote. I'm on the fence about Alexander Hernandez. He doesn't just like the gold bet. Uh, I didn't bet that fight for a reason. For a reason, I didn't bet that fight. It was not an accidental pick or choice. Intentionally, I didn't. I didn't bet on that intentionally. How do you pin your fights? Pinned on the top. You see, pinned post. Mm, do I have an opinion? Uh, about that fight. That fight is hard. Minang is pretty hard fight to call. I'd fade that fight, honestly. I'd honestly fade that fight. Difficult opponent. Just my opinion, doesn't have to be accurate, of course. I mean, pin my bets, not fights. I pinned my bets. I pinned them on the top. So, hello, Emil. When you scroll or re-scroll, or when you watch live chat later, you can see pinned bets. So many people ask, what did you play? But you see, I pinned them on the top of the chat, so people, if they rewatch chat, they can see. I'm not a guy like who asks money for bets or no. I'm not that type of a guy. Because sometimes I'm right and sometimes I'm wrong, just like anybody. Posted on top is spinning. And don't forget to vote, please. So glad UFC is getting back. This channel is skyrocketing in the last month and a half. I don't know how, but since December I got significantly more views. I was thinking of quitting this channel in September. I understand. I love your boxing. Thank you, man. Never heard you talk about UFC. First time for me. I'm talking about boxing predictions too. I always post boxing predictions too. I record them as a prediction to prediction, but about UFC, I mostly cover UFC events because that's mostly part of my job. But in December and January, I bought the AZM because there was no UFC. And you know, I'm also a fan of boxing. Like MMA is my passion number one, but I'm a fan of boxing too. My dad used to be a gigantic fan of boxing, but back at his time, back at my dad's time, there was no MMA as a sport. My dad grew up in 70s and 80s. Nobody knew about MMA. But boxing is like very old, very popular still nowadays. My dad was always saying, man, boxing is like more honorable than MMA. I'm like, but boxing is harder, significantly harder. In real life, for example, I train MMA in real life, and to be honest, I could never be a boxer. Literally, that is the most difficult sport on the planet for me. I could never be a boxer. MMA fighter, fine, not a problem. But to be a boxer, you got to be a Robocop for that. You're asking me, I literally have to be a Robocop for that. Plus, fights in boxing are very often. You get hit to the head all the time. It's extremely difficult. Like, you don't have many options if somebody is better than you. I don't know, man. Being a boxer is the most difficult sport on the planet. Even if you earn some money, you got to give it to the doctors. It's harsh life and harsh reality, to be honest. To me, it's harder to box than to be an MMA fighter. That's just my reality. Again, I don't like boxing is extremely difficult. I'm mostly covering, on weekends, I mostly cover UFC events, but when I can cover boxing events, I cover. When my time allows me, because I have more jobs. This is my job number three. If you can even consider this a job, I consider this my hobby. Okay, for me this is a hobby, but some people are saying this is a job. So okay, I'm fine with that too. And don't worry, I will never ask money for my bets. I'm not that type of a guy. I already mentioned that I need to write them. Mm, Best. True. Let's see. You like UFC more than boxing because I know you because we are boxing predictions. Yes, MMA is my passion number one. Boxing is my passion number two. Bare knuckle is my passion number three. To watch, but to train definitely MMA. I could never be a boxer. Literally never ever. No problems, man. No worries about that. I'm glad because you know me. That's great, fella. So glad because of that. Um, how do I make a new post? Yeah, create post. Okay. I need this. Create post. Thank you. Thank you. Great. Good. Let's go. When we're already talking about boxing, Muratalan Cruz is going to be a slugfest this weekend. His Real Madrid move against Luis David Salazar could be a very difficult fight to call. Are you teaming up with V1 picks? No, I'm a loner. I respect them, but I'm a loner. I prefer doing everything alone. Do you think it's easier to predict boxing for you or UFC? Boxing is extremely hard to predict for me. For me, it's easier UFC. But people are saying that I have good results on boxing, that I pick boxing pretty well. That's what people say. But I think it's harder for boxing. What's your Teofimo Lopez Shakur Stevenson? Call me crazy, but I think Stevenson wins. Okay, now people gonna start calling me crazy in the comments. I accept all the criticism. I can accept that criticism. I'm not going to argue, I accept the criticism about that. Because I have a feeling Shakur Stevenson could win. Teddy, do you think Shakur is going to win? You don't give much of a chances to Teofimo, do you, Teddy? For me, it's harder to predict boxing. I don't know, like, people are saying it's easier, but for me, it's harder. Also, in boxing, odds are more diverse. In MMA, for example, you rarely have minus 1,000, minus 1,500 odds. You rarely have those odds. In boxing, those odds happen pretty often. That's scary. Plus, in boxing, you know what is another very big problem? If somebody is destroying you, you don't have many options. You can only get destroyed, and that's it. In MMA, for example, if he's a top tier striker, you can take him down, you can go for the clinch, you can make it into a slow, boring fight, you can turn it into a slow, boring fight. In boxing, if you're getting beat up, you're getting beat up. You don't have many options if you're getting beat up. Cut. Yeah, lots of minus 1,000 are high odds in boxing. Pošalji mi članak. Lots of minus 1,000. Yeah. In boxing, you got tons of minus 1,000 odds. It's kind of hard. Even if you go with KO, TKO, you rarely get good odds. For example, Inoue's last fight, I said Inoue was gonna win decision. My decision was plus 220, I think, at my bookie. Or plus 210, something like that. Ajde pogledam kad završim stream. Baš će vidim. Arman not getting title shot. Unfair. Super unfair. Arman deserves the title shot. Evo čitam, brate. Pa dugo su bile backs. I think Arman deserved the title shot and I think it's super unfair. They are fading Arman for a reason. They don't like Arman. Kogod da ih je krio, dugo se krio. I think it's pretty unfair, towards Arman not getting a title shot. That's unfair. So much unfair, man. Pa ne znam, nemam pojma. Samo znam ono u novinama što sam pročitao. Nisam Stefana poznavao lično, tako da to iz novina znam i to je to. Hey, MTJ, how you doing? God is here, ask him about fruits. Ovaj će te pita za voćke. I pinned my bets. What are your bets? Mate, you said that you played on Pimblett. I also placed a bet on Pimblett. I didn't play too risky this time. Pitate ovaj za voćkice, kako idu. Gazda loves fruits. Gazda za fruit killer. Fruit killer. Fruit killer gorila. Yo, bro, I'm a fucking bro. Yeah, I have a bet on fucking Pimblett and Valdo to win. I didn't bet on Valdo. I don't know why, but I didn't. I was thinking of placing a bet on Valdo, but I gave up last minute. I don't know why. And I've seen him getting knocked out by Ante Delia like that. I know he finished Delia later, but his chin is questionable for me. And Luis has a hard punch. I gave up last minute. Verujem. Last minute I gave up because I think Acosta has questionable chin. I think last minute giving up is not the best option, but I did it. Ain't gonna pretend. Ja, ne znam. Ako ti telo dobro podnosi, samo rokaj, brate. Ne znam kako ti telo podnosi. No, it's down to 128. I caught Valdo at 136. I know it's down now, but I didn't bet. I didn't have balls to bet on Valdo. I'm scared of his chin. Važi, brate, samo rokaj. Thanks a lot to everybody for the follow. Nothing but respect, my dear fellas. So glad the UFC is closing in. And you, Teddy boy, are you happy because UFC is closing in? Teddy is happy too, just like me. That's why Teddy and I are a good match. Ain't we, Teddy boy? What do you think, Teddy boy? I know that you think we are a great match. You're a good Teddy. Ah, you are good. Yes. How did you know I like lasagna? I do. It's Italian food, but we got one Italian restaurant in Pančevo, and we've got tons of Italian restaurants in Belgrade, which is nearby. Going to make one this weekend. I don't know to make it. That's one of the meals that I consider extremely difficult for preparation. We'll add mushroom on it. Then you're a good cook if you can prepare that. I mean, technically, I know how lasagnas are prepared, but I've never tried. The only hard part is the white sauce, which you make with flour, milk, butter, salt, and pepper. I know how is it made in theory, but I've never tried. I consider lasagna extremely difficult. It's extremely hard, MTG, if you're asking me. I consider it extremely hard. I consider lasagna extremely difficult to prepare, MTG. And congrats on preparing that. It means you got, how do you say, chef skills. He moved recently, landed a job in Montreal as well, so we'll make it in his place. Ah, your brother moved too. Well, is he satisfied? What is he thinking about life in Montreal? He's loving it, man. He also got a studio with a very good price, room, his own kitchen and bathroom. That's fine. A room, kitchen, and bathroom is everything you need. That's excellent. Sirat, how you doing, man? How's everything? It's better. I'm recovering. I was having some infection, but I'm better. I'm better also, recovering from the infection. Just having some ear infection. You? So I'm glad everything's good with you, fella. Hopefully, we find a house to move in, brother. Been living in an apartment for long. It's not smart life. You're not saving money. Apartment is difficult. So you want to live in the house? Living in the house has its own sets of advantages, but it also has disadvantages. I mean, depends on where you live, which area are you living at. I know some people ask me whether I'm planning to team up with V1 Picks. No, not gonna happen. I'm a loner. I've always been a loner, and I can't do the way someone else says. Yeah, live in the city for cheaper cars, brother. It's so expensive here in the city. It's better to live on the outskirts, if you're asking me. It's better to live on the city outskirts, if you're asking me. I live on the outskirts and I'm not complaining. True, I think it's gonna be 1 hour plus. It's okay though. Yeah, it's okay. Hey, Mason. Teddy says hi. Hey, Teddy says hi. Say hi, Teddy boy. Did another business deal. Amazing. I'm so glad because of you. I've been working all day. I'm gonna ride my longboard, go swim in the cold ocean. I've never been a longboard guy, man. Never enjoyed such stuff. But okay, if that makes you happy, go for it. So glad because of you. It is strong. I can swim, yes, I know to swim. I used to train swimming when I was a kid. I know to swim, but I used to be a swimmer, but when I was very young, like very, very young. I was 7, 8 years old when I trained that. I drowned when I was a kid. Can't swim for shit. I used to train swimming when I was a kid. But in like first grade, second grade, that's when I trained swimming. Swim every day. Cold today. 58, 58. Bearable for me. Thoughts on this Acosta? Acosta should win, but I didn't bet on him because I was afraid. Gaethje, yes. Arnold Allen, very risky. Good luck, man. I think Allen can win if he plays smart. Umar, yes. Arnold, do you think he got a big chance today? I don't know, to be honest, man. I stood away from Arnold Allen fight because I'm scared. Good luck. I'm greedy. Okay, give it a shot. You never know. Jean Silva could get out quickly. I'm not saying like give it a shot, man. He is a big underdog. I agree. You can try. I don't know. My opinion, I'm scared of that bet, but if it works for you, then it's good for you, I think. Then good luck, man. Yes, he has bigger chance than you don't guess. He has Jean Silva could guess out. Sean O'Malley isn't gonna guess out. Song Yadong's only chance is to take the fight to the ground. I mean, Sean O'Malley has some very decent BJJ skills, but Yadong could just pin him to the ground. Again, Sean O'Malley isn't gonna guess out. That's the problem. I already placed the bet on Pimblett, so I assume it's too late now. Yes, Gurovi, the Dean Ross. Yes, I did, I did, I did. Was fun. Was very fun. He did a tremendous job. Really did a tremendous job, gotta say. So glad because of that guy. He touched the sky. So glad because of him. Yeah, same, man. I could say the same. I'm looking forward to the UFC. Looking forward to the UFC so badly. Tomorrow I'm talking to the promoter and I'll let you know. There is an event in a city nearby, near Serbian border, the city called Vukovar. There's event on in March, and I will talk to the promoter tomorrow. I need to see how I'm still, if I fight on that event, I will definitely need a very easier opponent because I'm exiting the recovery. That's the problem. I'm exiting recovery. Literally straight out of the recovery, I will go to fight if he lets me fight on that event. But I will beg him tomorrow to leave me a slot, and I'll see how everything goes. Because he told me that he is willing to give me a shot, but this complicates the situation because I'm literally straight out of the recovery. But I want to fight. I want to fight. If he gives me easier opponent, I want to fight. So if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. I don't care. If I'm destined to fight, then I'll fight. If I'm not destined to fight, then I'm not destined to fight. I don't know. I need to see how are the fighters. How's everything gonna play out, though? I'll talk to the promoter tomorrow. It's time for begging, I assume. I need to wait additional 10 days to see how's my medical status gonna be, but they will allow me to fight. For sure they will, but training, preparations, everything gonna be, hard, just hard. Anyways, I got to go now. My body. Exit in recovery, man. How can I feel? Not bad, not good. I'll see tomorrow what is going to happen. Just hoping for a good outcome. All right. See ya. Love y'all. And I hope I'm gonna have good news tomorrow. Let's see. Bye bye.